Hello, I am back from my holiday and I am here with another speed build as I said, and this one, as you can tell by the title and if you watched my last video, is a speed build of me turning the Landgraab Mansion into a functioning high school. Weird concept, I know, but let's just dive right into it and I'll show you what I did. Okay, so going straight in, I literally just put the Landgraab Mansion on the high school lot, like, literally, and I showed a little bit of inspiration of my school, my old school that I went to. It kind of fit the similar shape, a similar shape, and I've honestly wanted to do this for a long time, and I don't know why I hadn't done it earlier, but I basically went in first and basically got rid of all the furniture inside the mansion, and yeah, just got it out really. There are a few things that like I did change to this one, but I ultimately didn't want to change too much about it. I wanted to keep the essence of like the Landgraabs still here, so a few interior walls change, mainly upstairs, honestly. I don't change the outside at all, the exterior at all, apart from a couple of windows and a little bit of a repaint on some doors. But other than that, that's basically all I changed. Obviously, the back garden as well. The front garden stays pretty much the same. So you know what? It's actually quite an easy build for me because I didn't build anything. But yeah, so I changed a few things on the outside, literally like a couple windows here and there. And then the upstairs, I kind of kept mainly the same. I didn't change the like third floor at all. Like that stayed the exact same because it's just a big open room. And downstairs, most of it stayed the same. It's just like there's a couple extra walls in there. So I actually really like what I did with it, to be honest. But I struggled on where to start. So I started in the bathrooms because where else did you do it? I also did this while I was live on Twitch. So if you don't know, I do stream on Twitch 3 days a week. I don't regularly do sim streams. I do kind of sim streams every now and then. I'll occasionally do the extra Sunday stream doing sims. But otherwise I stream Dead by Daylight 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday and Friday. So if you're interested, my Twitch is always linked in my description down below, as well as my other socials, so go check them out if you'd like to. On that note, thank you so much for my last video kind of popping off and welcoming into the new subscribers. If you don't know me, hello, I do some sim stuff. The last one was a bit more crazy than this one. Doing a whole anthill was a bit strange. This one I feel like is a bit more normal. It's a bit more on a regular, sane level. But yeah, my whole idea, you're probably thinking like, how can the school be the Landgraab house as it was? Like, do they rebuild it? No. In my mind, in the Sims lore, in my mind, and this is a very Sims thing to do, this is like 3 generations after the Landgraabs have passed. So like you know, Jeffrey Landgraab and whatever, they've been dead for ages. But it was in Jeffrey's will that he wanted his house to be uprooted and taken to Copperdale to be the school. I mean, it kind of goes back to like Sims 3. I think maybe Sims 1 and Sims 2 as well, but I know Sims 3, the Landgraabs ran the high school. Like, they owned it. It was the Landgraab High School. So I kind of imagine, like, in his will, that was his one regret, was not buying the high school in this game. So, in this era, and that's his one regret. So when he died, he wanted the school to be passed on. No, he wanted his house story to be passed on, not the school. His house to be passed on as a school. So what I picture is literally they dug it up from the ground. They had a couple of big helicopters to take it along, and they planted it on top of the old high school. And that is literally my idea. And I think that's a very Sims thing to do. I genuinely would imagine that could be a possible thing in The Sims. So that's my plan on that. It's a really dumb idea, but I like the idea of it. So whatever. And I do actually think that this place matches a school vibe very well. It is very much like, if you're from the UK, it is very much kind of the mid-century, like old school. Like my old school was pretty much like this, like style wise, and then it was knocked down and the new one was built, which is what I showed at the start. But that was very much like this. So yeah, no, I just kind of had a bit of fun with it, but again, I wanted to keep the essence of Landgraab. So I've basically got the floor plan started off now. Downstairs, you might have seen that I was playing with like a archway and I was rising it up. I want that to be like a reception area. Obviously, in this game, you don't need a reception area. You need 2 classrooms, you need a principal's office and some toilets and like a cafeteria. That's all you need for a high school in this game. But I kind of thought it'd be cool to have like an official reception area where the receptionist will sit. There's a little laptop there. In the last school I built, I'm pretty sure I made a video on that one too. Like, I built a full-on school, which I don't actually like anymore. I'm going to keep this school here. In the last school, I did a similar thing as well, but I think I just put a window there, but I had the idea of raising the door frame instead and putting some counters there, so it looks like an actual reception desk, like a little place you go. and then behind that, that leads to the principal's room and also the staff room. My sister wanted me to put in a nurse's office, and I was going to do that, and that's originally what the principal's office was meant for, was a little nurse's office. But two things. One, I'm literally only using base game and high school years for this. So obviously for a fully functioning high school, you need high school years. But I thought I also wanted to do a base game as well in kind of theme with the Landgraab. So, you know, they're a base game family, base game house. So I did keep it like that. So limited pack build for me for once. That never normally happens. So I couldn't do that without having get to work, because I'm pretty sure the only thing you can do for that is get to work. But I was going to do like a fake table. I was going to try and like figure it out anyway. But also I then realised that you needed, I looked at the requirements, I was like, oh shit, you need a principal's table. Ah, damn it. So I made that into the principal's office instead, and we kind of had to scrap the idea of a nurse's office because it just wouldn't really fit in. But what this place does have are 2 classrooms, as you need to, a computer lab, which I'm currently building. It changes a lot though. It has a library and an art / like wood shop area. So that's upstairs, the art and wood shop. I actually called woodshop DT, design technology. That's what we called woodshop, at least for me. I don't know if like everywhere in the UK calls it that, but that's what we called it, was DT, design tech. And it wasn't really that great. It was just a few things with like plywood and MDF, and that was about it. Like, it's actually kind of a crap class, but the teacher I had was great, so he was fun. And then when we got to like the higher years and stuff, we then like smelted pewter and like did 3D printing and things like that, because my school was bougie. I'm not bougie. It was not in a bougie area, but my school was bougie. But yeah, we always had like computer labs as well. Like, I wanted it to be like actual like a lab, like counters and like bar stools and stuff like that, as opposed to tables and chairs, or like kind of rolly chairs, like rolly chair. My first ever computer lab had like the rolly chairs and the regular like tables and blah blah blah. But I don't know, I just feel like when you hear the word computer lab, it just sounds like you should have like bar stools. I don't know why, it just gives me that vibe. So yeah, basically building that. The 2 classrooms, I did decide that one of them was going to be a science room and one of them was going to be a geography room. I was trying to find like posters and stuff in the base game and the high school years that are very school centric, but obviously in the base game there's not that many things. There are a few things, but not really. And then in high school years, despite it being a high school pack, or like, I suppose it's more teen focused, but despite it being a high school pack, there really aren't many things to do with high schools, which was like, I was kind of struggling for decoration. I was trying to find some like classroom defining things or anything like that, but I really struggled. I couldn't find anything at all. So yeah, it was a bit disappointing actually. I kind of wish it was a bit more school based as well. Like, I reckon if I had Growing Together with all the signs from the, what's it called, the Big Lot, I can't remember what it's called, it has all the stuff on it, the recreation thing, whatever, I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, that has like a load of signs and stuff for that, but I still don't think it has many like kind of classroom-esque stuff. And even Get to Work, when I did the hospital build, I was trying to keep that kind of Get to Work and base game and like one other pack, I think. That didn't really have many science posters. Actually, Strangerville had a lot of kind of science, technology, spacey, like, sorts of things. So that actually has a lot of stuff that's good for this. But obviously I was only using base game and high school years, so, you know, I was kind of stuck with there. So I did the best I could. It does mean that the classrooms aren't very like decorated. I put like bookcases in there and like a place to put your bags, which is kind of what I'm putting in there now. Like, you know, place to put your bags and your kind of belongings and textbooks and things like that. A computer's desk, a teacher's desk with a computer and stuff on it. And obviously the whiteboards that you need to define which rooms are classrooms. But yeah, they're not really very decorated because there's not a lot of posters, and even if there were, there's not a lot of like wall space. In the orange classroom there are, but in the blue classroom there's not really a lot of wall space. It's all kind of windows everywhere. So yeah, there just wasn't really much space for everything in there. Which kind of was a shame, because it would have been nice to have had more things, but I feel like I was very limited, and I'm also not good at decorating things like that. So I feel like the library has more decoration, funnily enough, than the classrooms, but I think it's just because the rooms are smaller. And that's a problem as well, because the rooms are so big, they just look unfinished or like really empty. But I was also kind of thinking of like, I don't want to have too many things in there. I don't want to confuse the Sims. I don't want to make it kind of lag a little bit on the lot, because when you're playing the game and you have I think you can have like 20 Sims is usually how many you get on there, like including the staff and the other pupils. When you have all of that as well as everything else, it probably would have made the game quite laggy if I made everything really, really cluttered and detailed. So I'm really just saying that because I'm trying to make myself feel better, but I do think that it would have been a bit of a nightmare trying to deal with that kind of lag, like simulation lag, when you're trying to play the game as it was, because there's so many items in there. So a little bit to try and keep the like data down and try and keep it like working fine, but also just to kind of like, I don't know, because there wasn't really much for me to work on. So there I'm furnishing the staff room. It's got a kitchenette, a separate toilet, a little sofa area, and a dining table. I meant to, and I don't remember if I just decided not to do it or if I just forgot, but I was going to go back and put in the faculty doors that you get at high school years, so that only faculty Sims can get through there, but I didn't for some reason. I don't know if I genuinely just forgot, or yeah, I don't know if I just forgot or if I just decided not to, because it would be nice if your Sims had access to the TV. They shouldn't need to. There's computers everywhere for like entertainment stuff and things like that. But in case they need room for the TV, I don't think I put a shower in there. I kind of wish I did put a shower in there now. But yeah, just in case I needed access to that stuff, or like the mini fridge or something. I don't know why you might need it, but yeah, I don't think I put the faculty doors there. I think it wasn't intentional. I do think I just forgot. But that's just me. I thought about it and I didn't even go back and put it in, but all the doors are the same doors. I just changed the colour of them. This is still frozen. I'm sorry, I need to cut that out. But I'm just sat there yapping to my stream. That's all I'm doing. Sat there yapping. As I said, I did stream this, so there would be a lot of times where I was going back and changing some things because of people's recommendations, or just kind of talking about stuff. I also wasn't feeling great at this point when I built this. I can't remember why I wasn't feeling great. I just wasn't feeling great. I think I just had a bad day. That's just life. But yeah, so I kind of stopped a lot. I tried to cut most of it out, but I guess I missed a few bits because it was like 3 hours of footage and I sped it up and it was like 33 minutes of footage. And I was like, oh, this is a long time. So I kind of skimmed through things. Anyway, I've mainly furnished the upstairs now. There are 2 public bathrooms in here, 2 classrooms, computer room, like I said, a library and an art studio upstairs. Outside, I kind of just use these as like little common areas for like everyone to go and sit on. I wanted a specific bench which wasn't in this pack. I think it's from Outdoor Retreat. It's like a plastic looking one because my school had ones very similar, which I'm just about to show actually. Similar ones to that, which were really quite ugly and really uncomfortable, like very uncomfortable, but that's kind of what I was channeling. And I obviously couldn't use it because I was doing a limited pack build. I would love to go back to this build and fully deck it out with stuff that I like, all the packs. I'm not going to do that because I'm too lazy to do that, but I would like to do that. But I think for what it is, you know, it works. The canteen area is actually quite big. There's no way those seats will get taken up, but I'd rather have the extra seats in there to fill up the space than anything else. And it just has the regular like canteen stations and extra counters and things in here as well. In here as well. I actually did a bit of back and forth with this. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to have in there, but it just is quite simple. It has a few menus on the back. Like I had to use the high school years boba ones because there is a base game menu which I think I do use, and that has like burgers and hot dogs and stuff which look like, yeah, that thing. There's burgers inside the little like tray thing with the canteen thing, and there's like a burger drawn on that. But yeah, there's not a lot of menu stuff in the base game. Obviously, a lot of that stuff would have come with Dine Out or kind of similar packs. There aren't even any menu things that came out in the recent kit, which is like a bistro kit. So you would have thought maybe there'd be some like more menus on that apart from the regular wall panel thing, but there isn't. So that's a shame. I have also made a video on, well, not made a video, I've made a build for that, which is already on the gallery. So if you want to go and look at it, it's already on the gallery. But I'm going to be making a video about that shortly. I've got the next 2 videos planned. I've got that build, and I've also got Little Simsies mod puzzle shell, which will be coming soon. I'm not sure what order they're going to come out in, but there's the next 2 videos as a preview. God, I don't usually give you guys previews, but the last couple of videos I have been, I've been like, yeah, let's go. This has been great. I'm actually ahead of myself. I am planning things. I am put together. I'm a functional adult. God damn it. I definitely am not. Speaking of being a functional adult, like I said in my last video, at the start of this one, I recently went on holiday. I went to Lanzarote with my husband. It was our first holiday ever together, like abroad. We've been to like a few kind of overnight stays and like a weekend away sort of thing, but that was always for like a different purpose, so it didn't really count. Yeah, this was our first holiday abroad together, and it was also our honeymoon technically, and we're there for our 5th wedding anniversary, so congratulations to us. We made it 5 years. I don't know how he's put up with me for this long. But yeah, we went there and it was actually really, really good. The weather was really nice. Like, it was very windy, but it was so hot that, like, it was great. And you wouldn't tell from how pale I am, but I did get a tan. I just have more of a skin tone now as opposed to being pale white like a piece of paper. So no, we had a really good time. We did like a submarine thing. We went 30 meters below sea level in a submarine. That was really cool. Saw all these little fishies and saw a couple shipwrecks. We did a volcano tour on our actual anniversary day, and we kind of like went up windy paths, like saw a load of craters, a load of fissures, like a load of like so much volcanic rock everywhere. We learned about the history of Lanzarote and the Canary Islands, and some people that might sound boring, but we had a really, really great time. It was such a cool tour. And he took a million pictures. He sounded like he had his big DSLR, and he sounded like a proper like tourist from like a stereotypical tourist that's going to taking a million pictures. But I was kind of doing the same thing as well. But we had a lot of fun with that, and also a bit of wine tasting. And the wine that we tasted, oh my god, it was so sweet. It was like it wasn't quite red, but it wasn't quite rosé. It was like darker than rosé, but lighter than red, and it was incredibly sweet. It was really, really nice, but so sweet. And we considered getting a bottle, but we didn't know what one we tried, and we didn't want to ask because like language barrier and stuff. So we decided not to get anything, but that's fine. Don't think we had any room in our cases for it anyway. But yeah, we had a really, really good time. And it was nice to get away, and on the way back it was really stressful because we had so many hold-ups with our flight. So that was fun, but no, it was really, really good. So I fully recommend Costa de Gise in Lanzarote. It was banging. It was so good. And we're thinking about our next holiday. We'll probably be in Paris, and I'm looking at the prices for that already. Oh, and the prices are like twice as expensive as our whole holiday. Like it was like £450 per person for Lanzarote for the week, and for a week in Paris, it's looking like £900 to £1,000 per person. So it literally is double the price, and I'm not looking forward to that. But we'll get to that when we come to it. We've also booked a weekend away in Manchester for a streamer con thing. We're going to be seeing one of our streamer friends, so that'd be nice. So we booked that away. So we're in the holiday mood now. We just want to go on holidays. We need to get out now. But yeah, back to the build for a second, because I'm doing like the favourite room. Like, I absolutely love this room. This is the art studio slash like design tech area, and I kind of corded them off. So further back is like the wood shop, and then like at the very start is where all the windows are. Basically, is like all the art stuff. My mod Daniel, I was going to say friend, Daniel's a friend, he's fine. He actually suggested going to debug and getting these wooden sculptures out, which I thought were clay, but no, they're actually wood. And I think you can make these on the woodworking table, and they're really cool. And I wanted to have it like, this is what the students have made, you know, like there's a really shoddy table because, you know, it wasn't a very good one. But other than that, like, you know, a load of little hand carved things from the students. Obviously a load of tools on the wall as well. And I really, really actually loved this room a lot. In the middle, there is, I don't know why that's in this pack. I feel like maybe it's a thrift store. There's like a load of tables and stuff together. And I kind of made that as like a still life reference thing. So it's like a hand sculpture and then there's a fruit sculpture. A pot of plants and stuff as well. There is a thing, I think it's a laundry day, and it's like a still life thing. And that's what I was really kind of channeling. And I don't know why that's a laundry day. It's very weird, but it's a really nice sculpture. Like I showed it a second ago. I had like a plant and like a little table and stuff. And that's kind of what I was channeling for it, because I thought, you know, a little bit of art studies would be really nice for that. But now basically I'm kind of finishing up the build a little bit. I'm going through and painting the walls. I'd kind of left the walls and the floors and stuff kind of unfinished. But I wanted, as I said, to keep as much of the Landgraab aesthetic as possible. So kind of where the wallpapers already were, like one of the classrooms is orange focus because that bedroom was very orange. The staff room has the weird wallpaper that was in the kitchen originally, because again, I'm trying to keep that. So in every single room where there was original wallpaper, I kind of based the theme of that room around it. So the colour schemes are kind of all over the place, but in general, the place is very orangey themed. You kind of got like orange bathroom stalls, orange kitchen, orange dining chairs, orange desk chairs and things like that. So, but yeah, where there was like original wallpaper, I kind of tried to stick to that. Just again, to try and keep the Landgraab kind of idea alive. I also lightened up the floors. I would imagine that you'd have to go through and sand the floors and like refinish them. So I thought maybe they sanded the floors, got rid of the old dark stain, and then put like a lighter finish on top of it. So yeah, I'm kind of just doing the finishing touches for this build now. Kind of adding some decorations in. It's kind of hard to do that with just the base game and like one pack. There's really not many many things to decorate with otherwise. I did also cut out the entire like outside area for this build, just because it took quite a while and the video was already going to be really long as it was, so I thought I'd cut that out, save some time. But I will obviously give you a tour at the end of this. It's more just kind of doing these finishing touches now, adding all that stuff in. But again, the outside I kind of struggled with because there was not really that many things for outsides, like for a massive like thing like that. I would have loved the for rent hopscotch thing. That's what I really wanted to have in the first school I built before for rent was even a thing. But obviously I couldn't have that because, you know, it's not in base game or high school years. So this is why I don't do limited packs, because I just can't do it. I just really struggle doing it. That's when I decided this room was going to be a geography room. I found a map, then I found a compass thing, and I was like, yeah, it's going to be a geography room. I kind of just like rolled with that. At this point, I've been streaming for like 3 hours, and I was getting really tired, so yeah. There's not actually that much left off the video. There's about 2 minutes, and honestly, it could be cut out because it's just kind of finishing touches. So I'm just going to cut that a bit early and go into the game. And yeah, I'll give you a quick tour of the finished Landgraab High School. Okay, I actually just went and had dinner real quick because my office gets very, very warm because I'm literally in a cupboard and I have no windows or ventilation. So my PC being on, my door being shut when I'm filming is very, very warm, so I needed a break. But this is the high school, or the Landgraab school. I didn't really change anything at all in the front. I added the statue thinking that this could be like Jeffrey in his prime, maybe. I don't know. Obviously, it looks nothing like Jeffrey. It definitely isn't meant to be Jeffrey, but I kind of thought it would be funny to have that. But other than that, the outside I didn't change too much. I did add a few extra columns in a few places. I can't remember where I added them. Like, that one I added, I think, and that one I think, I don't actually know, but I added a few extra columns, changed some windows, obviously, but for the most part, this is just how it was. So to do a quick tour, because I've obviously seen quite a lot of it, but let's go through it a bit more in depth. So you come in here and you have a little trophy room, kind of opening foyer, and you have the reception desk, which I really like the reception desk. It is quite nice, in my opinion. And we'll go over here. We have some vending machines, because I didn't realise we had vending machines in high school years, but we do. And then you have the canteen with plenty of seating area, and that overlooks out onto this kind of patio area, with just some benches and some bins. And then also there's a door out this way, which takes you outside into the paved area. There's also a door over here to take you out. So there's 3 different ways to get out from this way. So that's, you know, cool. In here we have a small toilet, just 2 toilet stalls downstairs and 2 sinks. Nothing else really in there. And through here we have kind of the back of the reception desk. We have a waiting area for any naughty kids waiting for the principal. And we have the principal's office in here. I wish that we had a nicer desk for the principal's desk. It just sucks that we have this ugly one, but whatever. And then down this little corridor we have got the staff room, which is really bright and like sunny actually. Like, I love the light coming through these windows. And they have their own kitchenette, their own little sitting room, dining space, and of course their own bathroom. If I did have university, I would have put the university shower in here as well, just in case you need a shower. I actually didn't put a gym in this one, which is quite unlike me. Usually I would put a gym in things like this, but I decided not to. And out here we have the staff garden, I guess. I kind of thought that maybe the students could come out here as well and plant things, but yeah, otherwise it's like an outside area. And there is a staircase to go up here into this balcony, but there's nothing on the balcony because I didn't know what else to put on here, so it's just kind of access because I took away the access from the inside, so you can still get to that balcony if you want to. Up the stairs, up the first flight of stairs, we have just a simple hallway, and then down here we have the library, which I really like the library. My sister suggested putting some chairs here, so you can kind of sit here and do your homework or study, and also some seating areas as well. And this is what I imagine the librarian's desk would be. Some bookshelves, obviously, and just a really nice like bright room again. I quite like it a lot. Some lockers down here for your Sims. I just left them plain silver. I didn't really want to add extra colours when there's so many colours already. More lockers down here, and in here is the computer lab, which is just very plain and simple, kind of orange themed, but a little bit green here as well. Also, if you're seeing like this bit like clipping a little bit as I'm moving, these lights weren't quite bright enough. I feel like schools are meant to be very bright, and these lights on their own weren't very bright, so I just added the little small disc lights as well. But yeah, so here's the small little computer room. I imagine this is like their whiteboard. I was going to put a real whiteboard in here size down, but I didn't know how that would affect the actual gameplay, so I decided not to add one in. And then through here we have the first classroom. This was originally the very bright orange room, but I toned down the orangeness. It was too orange, so I put some more blue on the walls and stuff like that. So that's the orange room, the geography room. Very simple, 6 seats. I think that's enough for your Sims. You might actually need 8 now that I think about it. Hopefully that's enough for the students. If not, well, I guess, you know, people are going to get detentions. And yeah, the little teacher's desk with a laptop on it, because, I don't know, I feel like they need a laptop. Down this way, again, we have more toilets. So again, just 2 stalls, 2 sinks. It's like a bigger toilet space, but still quite small. And honestly, I feel like 4 toilets overall is more than enough. I don't feel like you'd need to have more stalls than that in this game. You can access a balcony here, and I was kind of in two minds about even having a door here, because I didn't really want there to be access for students to get onto the balcony, but I just kind of left it because I didn't want to replace it with windows. I just left it as it was. And then through here we have the second classroom. This is the kind of science room. You've got the periodic table, some spacey themed stuff, some fish stuff, I don't know, biology, anatomy, I guess, and the elements thing as well. But yeah, this is quite a nice room, and this used to look on, like, this used to have a door onto the balcony, but I took the doors away and put windows there, so this balcony technically isn't accessible. But I would imagine that, I don't know, the maintenance guy could open these windows or something, I don't know. I also didn't want to encourage anyone to go on the balcony, so there's nothing on the balconies. That's kind of what I did for that. And then last we come upstairs into my favourite room of the whole build, and this is the kind of art studio room. You've got a couple different things to do, like live action painting for, like the hand, the giraffe, some fruit, some flowers, some like jars and some vases and stuff. Like, I really like this, and I imagine these are all like different art pieces that the kids have painted and kind of put up. These are like cells. I think if you use a microscope you get like these prints, but I thought they looked quite abstract, so I thought that'd be quite cool. And then like a load of things just kind of painted and stored, and a load of spare canvases. And then around here you have the kind of design technology wood shop sort of thing, so a couple of woodworking tables. Your teens can use these, I'm pretty sure. I'm sure Daniel, my mod, checked that out for me, and I'm sure they can use them. If not, oh well. Yeah, some tools and stuff as well, and like the little sculptures that I imagine the kids would have made, which are really cool actually. So that's like everything inside the build. So yeah, again, didn't really change too much of the whole thing. Just added a few walls here and there, which I think really work anyway. The last thing is going out here. So this is quite empty by default, but there's not really much you can do. There's a couple of benches. You can also access like the teacher's lounge bit here as well, so that they don't have to come all the way in. Like, teachers have like a pass or a code to get through here, I imagine. So yeah, some seating area out here. Otherwise, it's just a really, really big, like, kind of slabbed area, like concreted area. I did do a small little community garden. I imagine it'd be nice to like have a botany class, I don't know, like a gardening skill class. I know obviously that isn't in the game, but if you wanted to come here to help your Sims get some gardening skill, you could do that. So it's kind of like a little walled off garden. There's a couple of monkey bars. I don't actually know if teens can even use these, but I just put them in there anyway because I needed something playgroundy. Some more benches, a cheer mat, and a stereo, which I think breaks in the rain. And then I can't remember who suggested it, but someone suggested doing some like rugby or like American football things. So I did. I made these out of columns and a spandrel. So there's like a weird line here because it's technically counted as a wall. So that's kind of annoying, but I don't think you see it when you're actually in the game, like playing the game. But these are the things that you run along and you kick the balls over. I imagine this is too small a pitch for it. I imagine it needs to be a lot bigger, kind of like this one, which is obviously kind of this inspiration of it. This is more of a practice one. And at the base, it's like a load of little balls as well. So it's mainly just like kind of a big area that kids can just run around on and play in. And it's kind of walled off, but it's also slightly open to the back, so you can easily access this cheer mat if you'd like to as well. I'm pretty sure you can actually play on that. Oh, they public toilets too. I didn't know that was there. Okay, I never come to this lot. I never actually play with my teenagers like on this lot at all. But yeah, this is the fully finished build. So it is literally just the Landgraab Mansion High is what I called it. Just a little high school of the Landgraab Mansion. And honestly, I really like how it turned out. I don't know, I just feel like it really works as a high school. I didn't know there was a Q&E, sorry. I don't know if you can hear that. If you can't, I'm just going to cut it out, but that's weird. Yeah, no, I think that Landgraab House works really, really well for a high school, and I'm really glad that I finally did it. And I think the layout's quite cool. It's a big high school, but it's not too big that it's going to take your Sims forever to get around everywhere. At least I hope not. But yeah, I really, really like it, and I hope you do too. So this will be on the gallery, if not already. I don't think it is, but this will be on the gallery under the hashtag TEGbuilds. If you're new here, I use the hashtag because my sisters and I all share an account, so there's like 3 of us all using the same account, so it helps you identify which builds are mine, and also it doesn't really put my sister's account name out there like as publicly. Like, obviously you can still find it, but like it's just so it's not as out there. But yeah, under the hashtag TEGbuilds, and it should be under there if you would like to download it. This is base game and high school years only, so if you have got high school years, you can download this very easily. If you haven't got high school years, there's actually not too, well, a lot of the furniture is high school years, because obviously you need it for a high school, And I don't really know why you'd want it otherwise. Maybe for like an abandoned school if you could like dirty up, but yeah. So yeah, that is all from me, basically. I hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think of the school. Will you use the school? Because I'm going to be keeping it here and using it for my own Sims. And yeah, let me know if any other weird things you'd like me to try. The last video was a bit too weird. It was a whole anthill. Very, very strange. This video was still kind of weird, but it kind of makes sense. So let me know if any other video ideas you'd like me to do. And yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys later. Yeah. Bye-bye.
It's that first day of first grade, that cute girl, your third day, that backpack, that snapback you've had since the third grade. The first time you got laid, the worst time you got played. It hurt, but you're okay. You learn from your mistakes. Your friends back in high school, we thought we were so cool. We'd steal Jack, my dad's stash,